Hey folks, Quilly here, and welcome to some more Let's Play Hearthstone, the League of Explorers heroic, what's his name? Phaerix, the guy with the staff that makes people immune. So, I actually did continue playing last night after the last recording, but I was watching Netflix and I had to rest my voice. So I did go ahead and beat that boss, but we're going to play him again here. And this is the deck that I ended up doing it. So, the important thing when you're playing the heroics is first thing you do is load up the heroic version of the dungeon and just see what changed, because you're going to have to tune your deck to a certain extent that way. So right away he does have more health. Well, rather, he has 15 armor, so he's going to start with 45 effective health overall. He has a lot more sort of just better cards, right? He's got these like 5/5 for 3 that come into play and do damage to both people. I don't think it was a 5/5 for 3 before, so he's got a lot of really big, fat creatures, and there's going to be a lot of damage coming your way. And most notably, when you hold on to the staff, you are not immune. Only he is immune when he is holding the staff, which is a lot different from the non-heroic version. Furthermore, when he holds the staff has +3/+3. So it starts off as a 3/8, which is tougher to kill through more health, and starts to put out some damage right away, which is very dangerous. Now, one of the things we didn't do in the normal mode is I didn't silence the staff at any point, because I was like, I was forgetting that it's his hero power. It's the boss's hero power that made the holder of the staff immune. It's not the staff itself that does anything. So if you silence the staff while he's holding it, he's still immune. And in normal mode, if the staff is silenced when you're holding it, you're still immune. Of course, in heroic mode, only he is ever immune when he is holding the staff. You are never immune. So it does really become a priority to eliminate the staff completely so that it doesn't bounce back and forth, right? Because the staff's only ability is the death rattle, where when it dies, it switches control to the other person. So there's two ways to really handle this. One, you can silence the staff. That way when you kill it, no more death rattle. And two, when you, if you can polymorph it or hex it, or sap it, I guess, or shuffle it into someone's deck, as long as it doesn't destroy the person, it won't actually trigger that. I tested a little bit with a Shaman, which I thought might be fun, because Shaman's got Earthshock and it's got Hex, and I actually think that's probably a very viable route. But ultimately I ended up making this Druid deck here, which is the one I ended up winning with. I'm not convinced that it's necessarily the strongest or anything like that, but it worked for me, so we'll see how it goes. It's sort of kind of a Druid ramp deck, although a few things have been changed. You'll notice there are no swipes in here. Swipe, of course, being like the best card in the goddamn game. Why isn't it in here? Well, because most of the stuff he drops actually has 5 health. And very little things he drops, or if any, has 1 health. So one swipe usually won't kill anything, but I actually did include 1 Starfire for a little bit of emergency stuff. I also have a Mulch in here, which I think is going to be fine, because honestly, a random minion getting added to his hand is probably going to be worse than the minions that he gets normally. I got a couple of Zombie Chows just for some early game sort of board presence. Also, if I am going to be able to get a silence off with the Ironbeak Owl or the Keeper of the Grove, the Zombie Chows are going to be a great way to kill things, and the fact that it heals him doesn't really matter much. We're going to have to do 15 damage to him to get rid of his armor before he can even lose any health. So most likely the Zombie Chow will not heal him at all, because he'll go from 30 to 30. So that's the general idea. Also included an Ancient of War for a big fat taunt, because he does have a lot of big stuff, and he does go for face a lot. So, you really have to stop yourself from dying. Same thing for the Anoiotrons. Just there to soak a couple of hits each, and it's going to be quite important to get those down to stabilize. Probably not the, the strongest, best counter to whatever he's doing. It did work for me. Again, I did really enjoy the Shaman run. I think Shaman's probably a good way to do it. Shaman, of course, have a good amount of different taunts available that work out pretty well, and you've got the Hex and the Earthshocks, plus you can use the neutral silence creatures, so there's a lot of good stuff over there. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab our staff heroic over here and deal with this mofo. I like how he says Sun Raider Phaerix like that. It's very dramatic. Okay, we don't need the Savage Roar. I'm actually not sure we need to start with the Wrath in hand either. I'm going to get rid of both of those to try to look for some ramp. Ideally, an Innervate here so that we can turn to Keeper of the Grove, Silence. Alright, that's not great. Starting with Force of Nature in hand is actually quite poor. The Shade is fine, though. I don't think he's got any sort of, like, AoE board clear, so the Shade should be able to survive. But, so we're going to take 3 damage here, just right up front. We really needed a goddamn Innervate. Okay, now the Silence is actually going to get slightly more value, which at least it's nice there. Well, with nothing else to do, I will... Actually, no, a Wrath will be completely wasted here. because when we silence it, his health is just going to become 5, even if we've done some damage. So you know what? I will actually just cycle. I'm going to do 1 damage here to be able to draw another card. Hopefully we can... What the hell is with this draw? Guys, I think this game might be lost. We're drawing like... I mean, we do have a pretty heavy, expensive deck here, and we don't have any Darnassus Aspirants because they're just going to get killed right away. Yeah, with these weapons here. He's got the Arcanite Reapers, too. There's a lot of face damage. We could put down the Shade of Naxxramas to be more on curve, but the Ironbeak Owl with the silence is actually good. Thank goodness. We still have a slow start, but A, that dramatically cuts back on the incoming damage. We're no longer taking 3 a turn from this. Plus, while he's still currently immune, he won't be once we kill this, and the Death Rattle means it'll go away and will no longer be a thing. Big fat 5/5 over here is very, very, very problematic. We would like to get rid of it, but also we really need to, we really want to get rid of the Death Rattle because it's a lot of extra damage. So I think I'm going to go ahead and silence him to save that. And we don't have to worry about the staff just yet. Its presence is not actually a problem. I'm going to go ahead and suicide the owl over there to try to help us bring that down. If I pick up... Oh my god, this is brutal. If I pick up my other Wrath, I can kill it. Yeah, he's just going to go face here. We need to get a taunt down, but we haven't actually drawn one of our taunts. We haven't drawn any ramp. I think we're just going to have to restart this one, because this is... yeah, because we're just going to get destroyed here. Savage Roar isn't really going to do very much for us here. No. Alright, let's just concede and restart. I concede. Wow. We need some ramp, and we do need to get a little bit of taunt up. We might actually need to configure this to be a little bit more taunty in general. We'll give it a go and see how it goes. I did win with this deck, but, you know, maybe I got a miracle draw. Maybe it's not actually that good. What I'm really looking for is Innervate into the Silence Druidy thing. Okay, we got an Innervate this time, which is good. We still have, like, incredible fat. I may have just made it too expensive a deck. It might be inconsistent that way. But as long... There we go. See, Innervate into Keeper of the Grove is what I'm looking for. So that'll be our turn 2 play. And it'll put a decent 2/4 creature on there. Hopefully he doesn't put a 5/5 too fast. Yeah. Yeah, Power Word Shield on there is fine. I don't mind that at all. Oh, he's going to coin and what? Tell me you got another Power Word Shield. Yes, you do. I mean, you're cycling a lot of cards, but we're going to silence that entire stack off there. Okay. Innervate. Keeper of the Grove, silence this minion. Okay. Excellent. Much better start. We'll probably just Wild Growth this turn. Probably going to go face with that. Yep. I mean, he's got enough weapons in here that he can just keep going face all day long. Yep, let's go ahead and ramp up and do that, and do that. So we'll have 5 crystals next turn. If we get really lucky, pick up a Druid of the Claw. That is really not too bad at all. So, I don't have to rush to kill this. I could silence this guy, but I could also Wrath him and then attack in there. I think that's probably better. We need to take that guy off the board. I mean, I could also save myself 5 damage if I Ironbeak Owl him instead. Ironbeak Owl will save the 5 damage. I mean, he still exists on the board. He'll probably go face. He might clear some things. No, I think we've got to kill it. Except the 5 damage. Well, I mean, I suppose, hold on. I could silence him first. I was thinking of doing other things, but yeah, okay, you know what? Let's silence. Oh, but now it won't kill him because the hero power. No, yeah, no. Derp, I'm being stupid. Trying to go too fast because I'm recording. There we go. That'll be 5 damage in total. Get rid of him. We haven't taken any damage. I haven't taken out the staff, but again, we've got... Right now, the time is going okay. We can use Force of Nature to clear that if we have to. And I think I will. Alternatively, he got actually a really bad amount of power. He can't one-shot the Emperor. He might go for face, but I'm actually not doing too bad. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab the Emperor. Let's have the Owl try to weaken that staff a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. He'll probably go face, because that is the thing he does. It actually wouldn't make much sense for him to go here. See, we're okay with the Zombie's Chow still. We could Ancient of Allure plus Zombie Chow, and I think that'll be fine. And I think I'll go for the cards, actually. Now, could hero power to help me kill this with the Emperor, but I really do want to minimize how much of damage I'm taking. Although the Owl could take out the Pyro. It would only leave a 4-1, which isn't that bad. He'll probably go face with it, though, which is, again, a fair amount of damage. Now, if I do attack the Fire Guard Destroyer with the Emperor Therusian, and then kill it with the Owl, or whatever, either way, this guy has 1 hit points. As soon as this guy casts a spell, the Emperor will die. So I think what I have to do, I mean, just for the sake of argument, let's Ancient of Lore for some cards. Because another Innervate might change things. Okay, we're going to clear out this guy. And we'll apply a bunch of damage there. And put down the Zombie Chow. And that'll be good. So, I mean, he might still try to kill off the Emperor, but at this point that would be okay. Okay, that is some face damage. But we do have Ancient of War and the Annoyotron. He does have some direct damage, I think. But not that much. We're going to save that for turn 10. Yeah, we're just going to do that. That's fine. Won't heal him at all. We're going to drop Ancient of War with the taunt. We're going to drop the Annoyotron. I don't think he has, I don't think he's got any board clear. God, I hope not. And it is time for us to finish off that staff, so he's no longer invulnerable. And go. Alright. And we have a good amount of taunt here. We are only at 8 health. Oh shoot, he does have their direct burn. If he draws another one of those, I'm dead. If I draw my other Ancient of Lore, at least I can heal. It's maybe a little bit greedy there. I don't have lethal right now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to save the Force of Nature, because hopefully I can get the Savage Roar. And actually, next turn, I can even... I'll be able to cast the Wild Growth and cycle it for another spell. He does have Flame Strike! Okay, it's not the end of the world, though. There's my Ancient of Lore. Okay, so a Wild Growth, because it's free, which will give us the ability to drop down excess mana. Okay, because I was going to say, if we were able to get Savage Roar, that would be it. Because right now we do 10, 11, 17 damage, so we don't have lethal. Plus the charge, so I'd say, what, 17? So that brings me to 21, unless I miss math. 10, 11, 17, 21. Just 1 off lethal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the Ancient of Lore with the heal to make sure I can't be direct damaged. And I will Shapeshift, give me an extra point of armor as well, just in case. And we'll do that. Okay, I think we've got the win. Looming Presence. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. If you did decide to make a priest deck, you can steal Looming Presence. Draw 3 cards, gain 6 armor. Ooh, he's got fireballs as well. Oh, he went there. Interesting. I thought he was going to go face. Very happy he didn't. Alright, so I've got 10 damage on the board. He's got 17 health. So we've got the kill. Force of Nature. Charge mode. Let's BM him. And then we'll find out I missed math. Yay! Alright. So there we go. Again, I think as long as you include silences, you can probably run any kind of deck, to be honest. You do want a decent amount of taunt because he can just hit you very, very quickly. If you don't have the silence to spare for the 5/5 guys with the Death Rattle that do 5 more damage, you're going to start taking a lot of damage very quickly. So you need some taunts to handle the creatures and the direct damage from the weapons. Alternatively, you need big, 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 big heals, which I didn't include in this deck. And honestly, I think I probably should have. One thing that's interesting is there's that... there's a Joust card that heals you for like 7 or 14, isn't there? Does it say Joust on it as a keyword? No, it'll be Jouster, but that's not what I'm looking for. Heal. Is it a Shaman card? Yeah, Healing Wave, right? So, restore 7 health, reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, restore 14 instead. He's got a lot of big fat minions, but they're not very expensive. That's the whole reason he's so dangerous, right? His 5/5s only cost 3 mana. So you might actually be able to make sort of a jousty kind of deck. And again, with Shaman, you have Hex, you have Earthshock. I think Shaman has got real huge potential to be a good contender for beating that deck. Even something like Ancestral Healing might be able to work something off. Probably not as much, because it'll be hard for you to get a minion that can survive at least one hit to then give it taunt. But we'll see. It could potentially buy you some time. But yeah, I really think Shaman is a, come on, go away, is a good contender. And that's the first deck I built, and I tried one game and I was like, and then I tried one as a druid and it worked better. But I didn't really go and give it a lot of love. Earthshock, again, fantastic. And also, Crackle has got a decent chance of killing a lot of stuff he'll put out. It's 50-50 as a base. If you give it any spell damage, then you're looking at a 75% chance. Because again, most of the stuff he'll put down will have 5 health. That's your magic number. Lightning Bolt, I don't think is that critical. I'd probably leave out the Ancestral Knowledge as well, although I don't know. Vitality Totem actually isn't bad for this, because it helps you come back from lethal. But Feral Spirits is what I was thinking about. Like, one card gives you 2 taunts. Yeah, they'll each die for a shot, but they buy you a lot of time. They really buy you a ton of time, though the Overload is a bit hurty. But then, yeah, you've got the Healing Wave. So a little bit of taunt, the Healing Wave, the Hexes to stabilize. You can even get a little bit of card draw with the Minotaur Totem, which your opponent will probably ignore. And I think that actually would work pretty well. I'm tempted to try again, actually, with a Shaman deck and see how it goes. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a cut in here, and when we come back, we are going to use our Lukewarm Mage to defeat the Escape of the Dungeon. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.